This right here is the most inaccessible beach on the Isle of Skye. It's only accessible by a 5-kilometre walk one way or a boat ride the other way. And this week we're going to take you along on exactly how to get there, as well as visiting some of the other hidden gems on the Isle of Skye.
Hi, we are Gemma and Campbell, and for the last 2 years we've been exploring our bonny home country in this big washing machine, Ellie the Eldest. From the borders of Dumfries and Galloway to the northernmost tip of mainland Britain, we have been on the hunt for our favourite beaches in Scotland, and during our trip to the Isle of Skye, we may just have found the one.
Got white sand beach, crystal clear water, and a mountain. Where else in the world do you get that?
Join us this week as we show you the best that the Isle of Skye has to offer, and if you want to see more of our Scotland adventures, then hit the subscribe button and join the gang. Our adventures this week began with a drive south through the Isle of Skye as we made our way to one of the most remote beaches in Scotland, Camasunary Bay. Good morning everyone, we are just getting ready to go out on a hike today. We're hiking out to a very secluded beach that we've not actually visited before. The only time we've ever seen it is when we actually caught a boat from Elgol across to Loch Caruisk. We have got our map at the ready and it is just this spot right here. And it is about a 3.5 to 4 mile hike across the stunning Skye landscape. So let's get going. I think that could be the boat tour way off in the distance.
It could be.
You remember that trip?
There's a little boat tour that goes from Elgol across to Loch Caruisk, and we did it last year I think it was, and on the way over it was glorious weather, so nice, and on the way back we actually managed to bag the dry seats kind of accidentally. The swells were massive. That was one of those times where I was just like, oh my god, this captain is amazing, because it just felt like the boat was going to tip, but obviously it didn't. It was mental, but so much fun. And this is a beautiful spot as well. I'd really recommend either walking to it or doing the boat trip to get across. It's really lovely.
And that is the beach over there just coming into view as well. It looks so secluded, just like surrounded by all these cool and mountain range peaks. And hopefully we've passed 2 or 3 different people on the way over to the beach, but they've all been going that way. So hopefully that means we might have the beach all to ourselves. There's actually a house down there and everything. Imagine living away out here.
That is mental, isn't it? How remote you would be. You know, I think I like being remote, but actually I feel like that remote I might go a little bit insane.
Yeah, I mean, I can only assume that the only way to actually reach that house is by walking from that car park, or possibly by landing a boat into that bay and then taking all your supplies up onto it from there. Like, that is literally in the middle of nowhere. Got a little cream egg hiking snack. Cheers! So we did want to go and take you inside that bothy to give you a little tour, but unfortunately it is shut just now. I don't know if it fell into disrepair or something, but the Mountain Bothy Association in Scotland's erected another one, which was on the other side of the beach. But mountain bothies, in case you didn't know, is they're basically old like shepherd's huts or hunting lodges that sit in the most remote parts of Scotland, and are usually used either by for deer stalkers or fishermen, or just for weary travellers who are trying to avoid from the conditions that you can find up here in the Highlands of Scotland. We have tried on multiple occasions to actually spend the night in them, which you can do for completely free. We do have plans this summer, however, to try and hit the most northerly one, which is up in Caervaig Bothy, up on the Cape Wrath Peninsula, and I'm very excited to go and check that out because we've never spent a night in a bothy. Okay, took about an hour and a half to get here, so I've got an hour and a half walk back to the van. Time to get going. So I don't know what it is about this trip to the Isle of Skye, but it seems to be a recurring theme that we're just constantly driving into the clouds and away from the blue skies. Look over there, blue skies, that is the direction that we're going in. Grey, just nothing but grey. What is going on? looks so squid. Just straighten it up a wee bit. Alright, so we haven't actually been able to find much water over the past couple of days. We've found it quite difficult in Portree, where we emptied the waste last week. The water tap was actually used to clean the toilets, so we didn't feel comfortable topping it up there. We're parked down at Armadale Harbour now. Really beautiful, peaceful little spot. I thought it was actually going to be a lot busier than it is. There's only one other motorhome here, and it is just the perfect spot because it's got water, it's got bins, and it's actually just really beautiful. Like, the view we've got from our bedroom is going to be insane tomorrow morning.
So this is where we're parked up. Harbour's just over there.
We are nice and sheltered by these trees, so even though it's a bit windy, it's not actually too bad.
And that is the view in the distance.
I've definitely had worse park-ups. It's a nice little spot. Just real quick, I wanted to talk to you guys about the ultimate Skye guide that you're going to need this summer if you're planning a trip to the Isle of Skye in Scotland. As some of you guys know, we actually have our own book all about the Isle of Skye, where to go and stay, where to go and eat, the 110 best sites that you can find across the island, as well as a bunch of other information such as waste disposal points, where to top up your water, and some hidden gems that we have found ourselves so useful when visiting the Misty Isle. It is called Destination Skye, and just for you guys, we're going to be doing 10% off of this book for the next 48 hours. All you need to do is scan the QR code there, or use code SKY48. In our shop online, it's highlandshammocks.co.uk/shop, and you can get planning your very own epic Skye adventure this summer. Let's get back to the video. So it is another absolutely glorious day here on the Isle of Skye. The sun is shining, the skies are blue, and it is sadly our last day on the island. So to make the most of that, we've got a couple of sites that we want to go and show you. The first one sits right at the southern tip of the Sleep Peninsula, and I've got to say, we've been there one time before. It is absolutely stunning. It's one of the best beaches that we've ever visited. It's about an 8.5 kilometre hike out and back. Because of that, again, it's just so remote. So hopefully, first thing on a Sunday morning, we should have it all to ourselves. Honestly, the views along this road are just absolutely mad. It's so beautiful, especially on a day like today. You can see all the way across to the mainland, across to like Mallaig, and I think it's just such an underappreciated part of Skye. Like the Sleep Peninsula, hardly anyone actually goes there unless you're getting a ferry to Armadale.
The beach that we are going to is called Camas Daraich, and it is a white sandy beach on the Isle of Skye, and it is honestly absolutely beautiful. Like, the water here is so clear, the sand is so soft, and you pretty much follow this stony road for the majority of the walk. But when you get to the sort of lower end, you will see a little sign on the left. It is a bit of a trek to get here, but it is so worth it.
Right, now the real question is the sea going to be any warmer than when we were in swimming in Glen Brittle just yesterday? Let's see. I don't know if I'm just warmer today, but if anything I'd say that's colder. Oh my god, how's that possible? Look at how crystal clear it is though. Just pretending we're in the Maldives and getting it over with.
Yeah. Oh, remember the Maldives? That water was warm.
That seems like a very distant memory now. Very distant.
Why are you still dry? Nice once you're in.
Look at that, you can see your shadow and everything. Like, that is so crystal clear. It actually just blows my mind how clear the water can be in Scotland. You've got a white sand beach, crystal clear water, and a mountain right there. Where else in the world do you get that? We finished off our trip to the Isle of Skye with a visit to our favourite cafe on the island, the Coffee Bothy in Broadford. The guys there whip up the most delicious cakes and are just lovely to chat with, so we couldn't leave the island without paying them a visit, checking out the local reading material, and of course trying some of their delicious cakes for ourselves before we waved goodbye to Skye.
For once we are actually leaving Skye without worrying about whether or not we'll be able to get across the bridge because of the winds. This scenery is just amazing, and I do like to do like, oh my gosh!
It's such a good vantage point from up here. So now we're heading north. We have got to go and find a waste disposal, but unfortunately on Skye it seems for some reason they've put both the chemical waste disposal points on the very northern tip of the island. Like there's nothing much really down south. So we're driving to Ullapool. There's a brand new Corrishalloch Gorge Visitor Centre that we're really wanting to go and check out, and apparently they do black waste disposal. So it's about an hour and 45 minutes there, and I think the views the entire way there are just going to be absolutely breathtaking because we are being treated by the weather right now. Oh no.
But can we empty the toilet?
Oh, why?
Do you want to go over and see if the toilet facilities are at least open?
So yeah, it does seem a bit daft that they spent all this time and energy building a car park just to shut it at 5 PM. But hopefully, maybe the chemical toilet disposal might still be usable. And I did also read that it's £10 to use the grey water and the toilet disposal and all that. It does look like an automated one, so we might actually just be in luck. Is that going to work? Yes. I better run over and grab my toilet and take it for a wee walk. Oh, I've got no idea what's going on, it's just saying busy. The other clincher is we've got about half an hour to get up to Ullapool to get some food for tonight's dinner. Because Tesco shuts at 8, it's currently 7:30, and I think it's about a 20-minute drive to get to there. And this is just not playing ball. Oh man, why make it so overly complicated? Alright, hallelujah. Well, I got it working, but unfortunately I wasn't quick enough when I paid for it the first time. So I ended up just spending 20 quid on doing my toilet. I may as well have paying for a flipping campsite, man. That is ridiculous. Oh my god! Oh, get them off me! Get them off! Oh god, I literally said to Gemma today, oh, the midges aren't that bad down here. We have arrived into Westeros. And oh my god, they are on one.
Oh! You know, we could have so easily, we have a motorhome that we can move between the front and the back. We could have easily just like not gone outside there.
You gotta do it for the YouTube. Gotta get that camera angle. And as Gemma was taking a day to reverse, I got eaten alive.
I did.
So good morning everyone. That mountain right there is where we're going. That's called Stac Pollaidh. I wasn't actually sure whether it was going to be clear or not. We woke up this morning about 6 AM and it was still covered in cloud. So we ended up just going back to sleep for a couple of hours, but it's looking pretty clear now, and hopefully that means it's going to burn off even more for the rest of the day. Looking out the window though, it is an absolute bloodbath. Like there's midgie central out there. So I'm going to need to become a lot more equipped than I am right now. Let's get going. The hike up Stac Pollaidh is about 2.5 kilometres to the top, rising steeply out of the car park and following a well-maintained path almost all of the way up. It is a tough slog, made much easier by the stunning panoramic views that you can enjoy all across the glen.
So about halfway up now. It has been a pretty steep climb all the way up to here, but we've just spotted a herd of about 4 or 5 deer, and they're just sort of sitting on the side of the hill here, grazing away, not even bothered by us. There's nobody else around either. I don't know whether we are maybe the first up here and that's why we've been lucky enough to spot them, but not a bad spot for breakfast, I have to say. They've got the best view in the house, I think.
So Stac Pollaidh might not actually be the tallest mountain. I don't even believe it is a Munro. Actually, it sits at just 615 metres in height, and it's only about a 400 to 500 metre climb from the car park. But what makes it such a popular mountain to actually do in this region is, for one, the stunning scenery that you can get from the top, and two, it's pretty interesting geological makeup. Yes!
Yes!
High five!
Oh my goodness.
My heart rate is 160. We just made it in under an hour from the car park right up to here.
Yes! We did it! I think this is the best hike I've ever done, honestly. It is just amazing. The path is steep and it is a climb, but it's quite a straightforward path. I literally feel on top of the world right now. Like, I'm so content. You don't have to be climbing Munros to get the best views. Like, this is magic.
Well, okay guys, sadly that is the end of our Isle of Skye road trip. We are now going to be heading up north in Scotland. We have so many epic adventures planned for the North Coast 500, some sites that we've never visited before, including a little camping trip out to Cape Wrath, which we're going to be taking you on next week. But for now, we're just going to sign this off, so if you did enjoy this video, please guys, give it a big thumbs up. It lets us know that you want to see more videos just like this. And if you're new around here, why not hit subscribe, join the gang, and we'll see you again in the next one.